manual switch because Stream Deck is shitting itself this morning. Good lord. How are you doing, everybody? Happy Friday. Hope you're having a good week, staying safe, staying isolated. Hey, sub! 17 months! My dude, thank you so much.
Friend 40 salute.
That is a lot of long-term support. Thank you a lot, man. I'm much appreciated. Daisy thanks you too, right, Daisy? She's like, 17 months, I gotta wake up for that. Right? Alright, we're back with some more Disco Elysium. It's time to get back on the case, see if we can catch this killer. Holy crap. Bit of a slower stream on Wednesday. I think they're building up to something else with this new section of the game. Right, Daisy? Did you beat this game, sub? I know you were playing it at one point. You did beat it, okay. How many hours did it take you? We're, let's see, 12 plus 9, we're 21 hours in now? Please hold. Loading. Don't exactly know, maybe around 30 hours? Okay. It is a lot of reading, that's for sure. Also, I think you said you soft locked yourself at one point, and did you have to restart? Oh yeah, it's definitely longer reading everything out. That's why Persona 5 on my YouTube is like 120 hours. Where you going, Daisy? No, don't go up there. It's my coffee. Yes, yes. Everyone loves your tail. Come here. Why are you like this? Why are you like this, Daisy? Oh, I did already stop that. Okay, we're good to go. Loading. I almost soft-locked myself, but I was able to solve the problem. Oh, okay, that's good. Oh, you had to save scum it? Yeah, I did the same thing. Was it in the office of the union boss? Did you jump the railing to get the jacket? That's what I did, and almost soft-locked myself with a check at the union boss. Oh, it was late into the game. Oh, that's even worse. Alright, Daisy. I need you to move. Squeak. Here, you can sit. You gonna be my partner today? Help me solve the crimes? Ugh, okay, fine. Alright, let's talk with Joyce.
I'll just keep the cordially in the channel if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier.
She winds the mooring line around a post.
Aye, ma'am. And it's a jetty, by the way. Of course, jetty. I prefer a good jetty to appear any day. Jetty.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, detectives.
She fastens the end of the line around the post and straightens her back.
It's good to see you here. I only just arrived myself.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now. So I decided to investigate it personally. This cluster of buildings isn't on any of the official maps, as far as I can tell.
That, and she's also keeping an eye on you. You've been spying on us.
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided I would be better able to assist you from here. Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes. She threatened to paint the cordially red, like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
So how do you like it here?
How do I like it?
She casts her gaze toward the village. Slush melting on the cinder blocks, construction work left half-finished 10 years ago. Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt and dog shit in the background.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is that the carcass of a motor carriage over there?
No. No. It's something else. There's a murderer. Let's talk about that. Alright, see you in a bit, sub.
I'm surprised that woman hasn't put me to the sword yet. Maybe she will. You should ask your questions while you can.
What woman? Dark eyes survey the coast leading up to Martinez. Dull gray metal rests in her scabbard, a sword. The wind is too loud for her to hear. Oh, her? What's wrong with her? She seemed normal enough.
Fortunately for you, madame, the RCM is on the scene.
Alright, politics time. Let's react. I don't really like... I mean, I guess it kind of is doomed either way. Unfortunately. I don't know. I kind of just want to be... Let's just be neutral. She could easily just... She leans against the railing, looking up at the gray sky. Above you there forms a quilt of alto cumulus clouds, twisting into each other. The wind tugs and stretches them over the bay. Their cloud shadows slide over the ruins of Revachol West. Wherever they pass, the temperature drops slightly but perceptibly. Have I told you how they discovered this place? The wind picks up, her raincoat flaps in the gusts. This island? No, the Insulindian Isola. No, you haven't told me how they found it. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. 45% is around where I operate. Things are getting better, though. I knew you would sympathize. She nods. Most Revacholians will never know what this place means, our home, this island of matter, or why they were ferried over in the first place. Remind me to tell you one day. She corrects the scarf around her neck. For now, how can I assist you in this new location? And welcome back, sub. Tell me now, we have time. Do we? He glances at his watch. It doesn't look like he does. I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for cautious optimism. I would not want to delay you. Maybe there is something else I can assist you with while you're hot in pursuit? Fine. You're on a boat! We never did use that dialogue option, didn't we? I found my badge, by the way. By love, you did! She inspects the piece of blue plastic, her eyes scanning from left to right. She hands it back to you. Pleased to meet you, Lieutenant Double Yefrader Dubois. I am glad to see a man of high qualification. The situation is precarious. Seaweed drips from the badge in your hand. It smells of fish. What can I help you with, Lieutenant Yefrader? Are we not going to talk about Ruby? I guess? This one I think is finally available to us. More lessons in basic reality. She's positively surprised. My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. Uh-oh. Ooh. So why does it say impossible 97%? Like impossible to lose it? That's the difficulty? But it's not impossible difficulty. I have a 97% chance of getting it. It's not impossible. It's impossible to fail, almost. Because plus 12? Oh, I see. So it doesn't take your bonuses into account when it says the difficulty. Okay. I believe it. What is all of this? The scent, the sound, the air. What world is this? What world? The fading pearls of her eyes look to the sea. The only one, I suppose. The world of matter and its pale antipode. The camera of her mind glides over the surface of the water. What do you see? Great bodies of water, forest-covered surfaces, clusters of light where the cities lie. You've seen the montage, we all have. This world is enough, she concludes. There is a term of endearment they coined for it. In the DeLorean century, when humanity was high on this world, discovering more and more of it, these archipelagos included... what is it? Elysium. Elysium. The world needs a term of endearment. It does. There are those who would call it hell. What is hell? A term of hatred that originates, like many such things, with the Mesk petrofascists. Yikes. Okay, I got a clear picture. Let's proceed to another term. Let's. I am, after all, bourgeois and female, hardly the perfect ambassador for the world. What is this? A bird? She tilts her head. A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? I meant, what is this place here? This place is an unmarked micro-settlement on the coast of Martinique. She gestures towards a collection of cinder block dwellings covered by a highly carcinogenic roofing material. It's lovely, really. I'm thinking of buying it. Really? Actually, yes. The thought did cross my mind when Mademoiselle Lillian over there told me about the fresh produce these women sell to restaurants on the Delta. You both turn to consider the young woman. She's hunched over a net, methodically picking out ribbons of plastic. This place could use a competent manager. There's so much to be done, but then I'll never get around to it, will I? Doubtless I'll be off someplace, keeping social classes from each other's throats. There's a pause. Let's go back to the basics of reality, shall we? We're gonna try this one. Little Squeak get that Daisy luck. It's our first Daisy luck check of the day. Alright, we got it. The Daisy luck now flows within us. See? 6 kilometers southwest, in the Valley of the Dogs, Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid, black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner Emile Mullins whispers, "You heard what happened at Tequila Sunset in Martinique?" "Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, finger on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emile." He pulls on it slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. Daisy. Sub got you a treat. What do you think? What do you think about that? Yeah, get over there. Are you able to hear her when she squeaks? Or is she too far away from the mic? Yeah. It's treat time. As soon as Stream Deck gets its shit together. Too far, unfortunately? Okay. You can go. Wait. Here. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Get all the crumbs? There you go. Say thanks, sub. 17 months and a treat? What a day. Yeah, we kind of did lose our mind, didn't we? We always do. What am I? You? You are an officer of the RCM, she says energetically. The Revachol Citizens Militia? Preciso mundo. Good. And what is the Revachol Citizens Militia? Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, detective. Yes, the lieutenant steps in to make a gesture encompassing you both. We are the Revachol Citizens Militia. He's being sarcastic. You said de facto? Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin. What do you mean? The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer, and Elements Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital. All 3 are good to know, the lieutenant looks up from his notes, when we're out policing. So I'm basically a thrall to foreign interests? There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it. She leans in. Yet on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of yours. Why? The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown. They called it the International Zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative, she smiles. They will never forgive you. That's somewhat of an exaggeration, the lieutenant interjects. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement. Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. He coughs. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue. Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police, the only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol. Thank you, ma'am. And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I am here to help. She bows and smiles. Oof, got us. Alright, that's enough of this line. That's all for now. And I guess we can't ask her about Ruby at all. Interesting. Okay, thank you. But did we finish that task? No. Keep asking Joyce questions about reality, or return later. Alright. Maybe we'll come up with some more questions. Hey, kitty, good morning. How are you today? It's Friday. Are you ready for the weekend? So I don't know who I have left to talk to over here. I think I just have to go hunting again. We talked to the lady. She won't give us any info. Can we go? We have to go further up north, I think. Down here. Did we go this way? Is this where the blockade is? We did not go this way, but there's nothing here. The water runs from the west. The source is upstream. A broken pipe? Oh, I know what we need to find. We need to find her. Is this her? This isn't Du Bois. We need to find that woman's hidden stuff. Rust-eaten letters read Mazut. The rear tire of a motor carriage adorns these reeds. Does it give us any specifics? There's a boy west of the boardwalk on the coast, somewhere in the reeds. Somewhere in the reeds. So it's going to be down around here somewhere. Wait, nope, not yet. Okay. Looking back at you from the rust-colored water, you. Wait, take a longer look at yourself and how you're reflected in that slick chemical rainbow. What do you see? Metaphor. It's always metaphor. Just me, I guess? No. For a second, think about something other than yourself. Think about the blood of industry here before you. The runoff from Coal City further down the coast. The engines of fortune once roared here. Great wealth poured into Revachol, the Delta, as did smoke, waste, sickness, life. What happened? The engines stopped. The West Revacholian industrial base was dismantled after the war. Now, extinguished coke furnaces dot the landscape, a landscape despoiled by industry. Filth. This needs environmental action now! There was a serious dereliction of duty in this cleanup. Perhaps you could dedicate your life to cleaning it up, but you're a cop. You must concern yourself with different messes. Even so, it's pretty to think. Stop by to say hi. I'm actually going to sleep. Try again. Oh, okay. Sorry about your insomnia. I hope you're able to get some sleep, kitty. Didn't realize I need a membership for Animal Crossing, so I can't do visits or anything. Oh, yeah. It comes with a trial membership, but yeah, I saw that you have to put your information in for the trial regardless. And yeah, some people don't like doing that. It's unfortunate. Where are we? Can I look at the map? Where is the map? It's here? No. Here? Map. Oh, it doesn't show where we are. Damn. I think that was the village we were in, so I think we're over here now, up by the church. Oh, 1 second, please. Stupid allergies. I want to find that woman's stuff. I found this. What's that? Free money is what it is. No boat in the boathouse today. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Oh yeah? What's in here? Thanks, kitty. Hope you get some good sleep. Oversized superstar sunglasses. Nice. Hypno Gamma. Get them drugs. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. What about this box? Free money. Everybody just leaving their money just lying around? This is the best. Come on. Thank you. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench, covered in rust. What is this? A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other. Why this many bullet holes? A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet. No sound, no movement. 10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Droplets of rain fall on the wooden planks, the surrounding sand dunes. The clouds block out any rays of light. A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains. What is this? An execution, man. The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed. A host of men in probably everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the high level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background. Ordinary people, familiar, each and every one of them. Who were they? Collateral damage on the path toward normalcy and progress. Such is your belief, officer. 7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one? The Commandant, the one who gives the order, machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face. Kim, who is who in this execution? At first the lieutenant doesn't say a word, he just stares at the wall. I don't know, he says finally. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution. Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the Feld R&D Center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries. Or maybe... You mentioned coalition forces. Could it have been them against the wall? Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was the Commandant, the superior giving the orders. A cold sea wind blows away the figures. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again. Again? This one? Or a different one? No, it's a different... I think it's talking about a different one. What did I pick up? Oh, the sunglasses, that's right. Sign says, Entrée interdite. An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. Free money? Ooh, maybe there too. Yep. Bunch of bottles that we can sell. Oh, there's money there too. The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Is that snow? What is that? Maybe it's snow. +2 logic, -1 perception. What is it, though? Is that a shirt? Oh, it's a hat. Okay. -1 to perception, though. +2 logic. We already have a lot of logic. I don't think we need this. A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? There's no way the perp is in here, officer. Look how scarred the boards are. All attempts to pry them off have failed. Can I try to get in, though? Not this time. The opposition is insurmountable, but I like the spirit. Have some points. It's lonely and cold without points. I like how it breaks the fourth wall every now and then, acknowledging that it's a role-playing game. Very amusing. Can I go... I can't go off the edge here. Okay. We're too high up. Alright, let's... I guess this was just a little loot area, and then this mural to look at. Which is an interesting little side story. I like that world building stuff. I need to find this freaking buoy. Somewhere in the reeds. Hey, I wonder if that's one of those zoologist people. Could this be the buoy? Ah, we found it. A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash, but if you look closer... That over there, he points to this strange-looking object, must be the buoy Klasia told us about, the one she hid her passport in. We should take a look. You lift the buoy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut. The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it closed, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked. Simple construction, very unsafe. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out, some algae, and nothing else. Well, damn. No documents. Who do you think took them? I have no idea. The lieutenant taps his foot, frowning. This is a minor quirk. We know it was in the... Do we know it was in the buoy? We know what she told us was in the buoy. But also, this is a stupid reaction. This is a disaster. Everything is ruined. No. He purses his lips. Or think we do. Yes, exactly. This is a small loose end either way. Not important, I hope. Could this be related to the cryptozoologists and their little expedition? In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation. He sighs. We should go. You could ask the miss what she thinks, later, if you have the time, though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point. Alright. We're lucky it's still here. A little longer and it would have floated away. The lieutenant flashes a mirthless half-smile. We still got here too late. There's nothing of use here anymore. Well, shit. I think this is one of the... Yeah, these are the zoologist people. Let's go ahead and say... What do we got here? Heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. These soggy logs smell of ignition fluid, still they won't light up. Tiny cages carefully constructed. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. Are you, her husband?
Here
Moral,
we go.
there he is.
Nice and easy. No way out, little guys. Not out of this jam.
There's a cylinder on the ground in which the man is arranging some netting. It looks like some kind of trap. He notices you.
Who's there? Oh, the police. Hello, officer.
Is that the police? Why's the police here?
Don't worry, Gary. I'll handle it.
You must be Moral, the cryptozoologist?
To what do I owe the pleasure?
That's sarcasm. He takes no pleasure from your appearance. Lena sent me. She's been really worried about you and is waiting for you to get back.
Ah, of course. Thank you for passing along the message. That damned waterlock is broken, and we can't go all the way around the 881.
The waterlock's been fixed. It was fine when I crossed it. We're not going to tell him the whole story.
Oh, good. We should really be getting back. Gaddy could use a hot shower and a warm bed.
Did he say we could go back now?
Gary.
Yes, Gaddy, we can go soon. If you see Lena, tell her I won't be long.
Sir, your wife is waiting for you.
I just have to do one more round. See if the phasmid has taken the bait. Then we're going.
He refastens a bit of netting that has come loose in the wind. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen a woman with red hair who seemed to be on the run? I'm afraid not, officer. I've been busy digging around in the reeds for days, looking for signs of insect activity. I'm less interested in mammalian concerns, to be perfectly honest. The lieutenant takes a short note in his notebook, then gestures for you to proceed. Lena seems pretty eager for you to return. And I'm eager to return to her, I assure you. But I can't leave before we've finished with these traps. He looks south where Lena would be. My wife understands that just as well as anyone. Come on, Moral! We've been soaking out here for days. It's time to go back. And leave the traps? Absolutely not! He yells in response. I won't let Lena down. Come on, she wants us back! I'm soaked up to my nuts over here. We'll both catch reed crabs if we don't dry out soon. Come on, you're doing this for yourself, not her. I'm doing this for science, and so is she. I didn't know the phasmid was so important to Lena. Of course it's important to her. She's seen it. A verified sighting on record, one of only 4 this century, and it's hers. Really? She sighted the phasmid. She didn't tell me that. Yes, that's how we first came to know one another, in fact. But that's her story to tell, not mine. He coughs, then continues. Suffice it to say, it's long been our dream to find proof of the Insulindian phasmid together. I can't abandon course now. Another cough, into his fist this time. His spirit may be willing, but his body might be too old to endure the rigors of the coast. Maybe you could go back to the whirling, warm up, come back to check the traps later? No. The traps need to be monitored on a regular schedule. What would we do if the phasmid were to starve while we were sipping tea at the hostel? He's dead set on this. Alright. Well, at least tell me about these traps. Well, he points at the cage of mesh and wiring on the ground. They may not look impressive, but Lena designed them quite cleverly, so I'm sure they'll do the trick. Lena designed them? Yes, he says with some pride. How do they work? Simple. Attracted by the locust, the phasmid crawls down the funnel and, having eaten its fill, can't get back out. At least, that's the intention. The net isn't a perfect solution, but we didn't want to use anything that might damage the specimen's delicate exoskeleton. What are you using as bait? Locusts, he gestures toward the trap. Nearly all known phasmids are herbivores, of course, but we've hypothesized that the Insulindian phasmid might occasionally prey on other insects. Inside the traps, a number of locusts crawl and tumble over one another in a tiny chittering swarm. A meat-eating stick insect? Does it pretend to be the reeds as part of its ambush behavior? This seems unlikely. I don't care about this anymore. God, my nose, why? Oh, the absolute worst. What if we check the traps for you? He looks at you with obvious surprise. I didn't expect you to take such an interest in our work here, officer. We're looking for someone hiding along this very coast. Looking for another thing may lead us to her. Why not? The lieutenant shrugs. At least will give us the excuse to look into a lot of reeds. That it will, the man cracks an unwieldy smile. That it absolutely will. I hope you brought your good boots. Where are these traps? There are 4 in total. One is to the south on this little peninsula by the boathouses there. He points south. It's very near. Another we set in Land's End to the northeast. It's behind a small sand dune there on your way to the old radio tower after the church. The third is set near the canal where you crossed, by a concrete slab, a big thicket of reeds growing up the slope, and among them, he gestures to the trap in front of him. You should check at least one of those before returning to this one, since I just said it. This one's more of a technicality, but still, better safe and stupid than sorry. What do I do if there's a phasmid in one of the traps? Bring it to me at once. Just make sure the trap is closed tight. He's not comfortable with the possibility that you'll claim the fine, but he's lying about this even to himself. What if I encounter the phasmid in the wild? That's highly unlikely, officer. But in the event you do, he takes out a small white spray can. I'll spray you with a pheromone mixture I developed. It's made of musk and research chemicals. The pheromones should attract the insect to you, or at least prevent it from bolting at the sight of you. It's quite potent. Will last you about a week. I wonder if... I don't want this. Thank you very much. Your choice. He puts the spray back in his pocket. As I said, the chances of you encountering the phasmid are next to 0. As you feel you should have it on you. Something bad might happen. Don't mess around. Take the pheromone. It'll make you sexier. I'm ready. Let's get to it. I don't want it. Right, which means you two can pack up and go back to the whirling. Finally! Someone's talking sense. Thank you for your help. Gary and I will start breaking down camp. If you have any more questions, now's the time to ask. We'll be gone once you get to it. If it's more cryptid-related business you want to discuss, you'll have time for that later, too. But what if the information is vital on the hunt? Yeah, I don't care anymore. He doesn't know about Ruby. Inspect the traps. That we can do. What are we up to now? 6 points? Do I want one of these? Not really. Is there anything I want to up? Authority is at 1, so that one kind of sucks. Let's level that up to 3. Whoops. Alright, what do we got here? Free money, that's what? I can't go over there? Alright. Ooh, I see those. Wait, I have to like climb up there to see that? Alright, hold up. Where were these? The boathouses west of the Feld building. In Land's End far northeast. And the canal that we crossed. Okay. Whoops. Did I get that marked? There. So is one of the... Is this the boathouses down here? These are... Oh, the boathouses were this, right? Aren't these the boathouses? Is this it? There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Moral set before. Same mesh, same wiring. Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds hustle confidentially. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades, nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows. Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them. Big surprise, the lieutenant grins mirthlessly. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go. No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens and getting some fresh air. I meant no offense, just the lieutenant doesn't know how to finish the sentence. He looks at you, putting the trap back on the ground. Alright, so that's one of them. Can we go this? No. No, we have to go back around. We'll go over to the canal and check that one really quick, and then we'll come back here and continue on with our normal investigation. Wait. A little black swallow circles above you. You hear it chirrup. Aw, isn't that adorable? It's a burb. Alright, up by the canal. A concrete something or other. Yes, I know. We looked at that before. Why did it show that again? Concrete. Lots of concrete here. Oh, there it is. Wait, hold up. What was that? A creaking ahead. A broken axle grinding. Oh, the car. Yeah, Bella. We're not going to talk about that. A familiar apparatus lies among the reeds. Another one of Moral's traps, weighed down by stones to keep it in place. The reeds bend forlornly toward the sand. You see slabs of concrete north. In the east, the city center hums to you. The constant, distant song, louder on this part of the coast, nearer somehow. And there's that cold again, always the cold. This trap is also full of panicked locusts, no sign of any cryptozoological beast inside. Another empty trap, the lieutenant takes a note, more out of habit than duty. Are you enjoying the cardio, Lieutenant? I'm quite enjoying it myself. Always up for a good jog. Otherwise, would I still be on this case with you? He smiles and raises his collar. It's windy. Good point. Decades-old concrete defenses. Children play on them now. Alright, now we can go back north. Can I zoom out a bit? Yeah. Time is it? 12:20? Nice. We only just started in the afternoon. Wait, let's go a little east here before we go to the building. A school of fish huddle around the fence post, then scatter into the dark. Money! Can I get to this? Like, this looks like it was a bridge, but it's drawn up. Can I get over there? Hold up. Before you, a drawbridge. It can only be lowered from the other side. A kick drum pulse. The music is coming from somewhere on the ice. Full of holes. Could be the posts hide treasure? Look inside. Whoa! What? Okay. What? All the treasure. Hell yeah. Can I go around here? Looks like I can. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this. Yeah. Who are you? Painted with pastels, someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. Trash from some unending party. A pole screwed into the ice keeps the tent erect. So is there like a party happening in the tent? More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. Can I push this down? A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough. What is this? It looks like a makeshift bridge. He adjusts his collar against a cool breeze. Could be convenient. The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk. We should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here. He gestures toward the young woman next to the tent. Indeed. Indeed we shall. A shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
Hello there.
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
I'm listening.
A cold wind blows in from the sea. She breathes on her fingers for warmth, looking up at you. You seen a red-haired woman around? No. Just no. It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast. What's your name? Estelle. Her hair is dyed blonde with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness. Estelle who? I'm not a young suitor. This is official police business. And your surname? Why? I'm from the police. It's for the paperwork. Okay, well, she hesitates. It's Berger. A very common name. What's that device you have? This? She breathes on her fingers. It's a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still. And the wires? Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone. What's a contact microphone? A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice. Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike. Yeah? Any news on my wife's name? How about my mother? Nope. You're welcome. How does that thing work? The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air. The box said it only picks up structure-born sound, if you like technobabble. Where'd you get it from? Same place I got the recorder from, the Elysium. What's that? Oh man, you haven't been to the Elysium? She forgets herself for a moment. It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole. It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck. Sounds interesting. Who is this Arno guy? Oh yeah, she looks you over, assessing your age. Guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person. Let's go back to the mic. Yes? Never mind. Okay. What are you doing out here in the cold? Recording, I guess. What exactly is it you're recording? I think I'm recording cracks in the ice, but there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps, too. Not sure how that will sound. She scratches her forehead. What happened to the headphones? My boyfriend stole them. What for? I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life. A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious. And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps. The musicians in the Palaceum use them for making music. They loop the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain. Just nod. Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be like a music place anyway. She rubs her shoulders and looks around. I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer. Take this. You're cold. The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket. No, man, fuck that. I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck. It's okay. The lieutenant backs up. He throws you a glance. Alright. Well, what was I gonna do? Fix it? 3% chance. We're gonna leave. Okay, bye. Alright. I can go in the tent? Hold up. I don't want it to, like, piss her off, you know? Is there anybody else here? The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on! Get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
Maybe they know about Ruby?
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
Oh, this is gonna be a thing? What's up, everybody? Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of ether. Canisters filled with what appears to be water. The label says distilled. A pile of nasal sprays, brand named Nosafed Ultra. Speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Alright. Any of you guys know about Ruby? You see a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand in greeting.
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
He yells. The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange music.
Together with Estelle Berger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
There's no need. The place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church, and I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dope heads.
Burnouts.
He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that, in Reverchol.
Strike that, the word.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those. What kind? The spooky kind. What exactly do you mean by spooky? I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community center and a place of spiritual refuge. Also, they don't heat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse. People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that. Thank you, Egghead. He turns to you. So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter, getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for. I'll make up my mind later. I have questions for you first. Alright, man. He claps his hands enthusiastically. What's the status of the church? I haven't gotten inside the building yet. I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. A padlock. It's a temporary fix. Just something to contain the situation. I had to do it in a hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while. What about the key? Of course. Noid, give the officer the key. Only if he promises to look into the spookers in the church. He looks at you gravely. Officer, I apologize. Noid doesn't always understand the joy of giving for the sake of giving. I think it may have something to do with his childhood. Okay, just give me the key. Brilliant! He claps his hands. The air in the tent feels lighter. Noid, the key! Alright. Speed Freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden, cool-infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Let it fall to the ground, then pick it up, like a normal adult person. Noid watches you pick up the key with a smirk. How long have those people been locked in there? Not long, like a week maybe? He shrugs. How can you be sure they haven't starved to death? I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive. Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter there. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on, most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives. What does that even mean? I don't know. He pauses to think. What does anything mean, really? Oh yeah! He looks at his friend with an expression of profound understanding. Yeah, sounds like nonsense. You're right, it is nonsense. Total garbage. I knew you'd see through it. You're one smart cop. I get by. Now where was I with that padlock? He nods attentively, ready to answer the questions of one smart cop. Right, other questions. Sure, man, tell us what you want to know. Let's do it. Who are these people inside the church? Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses. You haven't even seen them and you want the police involved? Well, he leans in for emphasis. There's also the machinery. When I first scouted the place back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together, so about 2 weeks ago we came up here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly there are all these strange machines lying around in there. One of them has wires running into the into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it. Andre, tell him about the feeling! Oh, and it felt like there was some thing in there with us, watching us from the dark. No, the other one! Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg. Felt like silence. Awful silence. But you haven't physically seen anyone? Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone, or something, eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it. I wonder if that's where Ruby is holed up. Oh... The woman. Red hair, maybe? A lorry woman? Sure, why not? Yeah! That's not very convincing. But not really. The other one adds, brown hair, old, heavy, dark signs. So which one is it? What Noid said. So brown and older? Ruby might have dyed her hair? Though it seems like a stretch at this point. What was that about something watching you? Like... You aren't alone, you know? It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean. Not human? As in a ghost? Do you know what he means? Non-human means a predator. It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crab man. A crab man? Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab. The other one agrees. It was stalking a cell. Exhibiting ambush behavior. Odd, crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls. Are you sure they're ambush behavior? Crabman. Are you sure there was a crabman? Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there. You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in crab. There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense. Can you tell me more about the machinery? You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably. Very likely. With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner, look behind it. I'll talk to Noid then. Good idea. So how can you be sure there's burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't even seen them? Well, honestly, I can't, but I am. This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy. I don't see a single thing wrong with that argument. Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. Hey now, he furrowed his brow. I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers. Don't let all that technology fool you. He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Where do you think drugs come from? Alright, let's talk about something else. Sure, what? That's it for now. Be careful in there, officer. And tell us how it goes, yeah? We'll be here. Annoyed. Is that you?
So you had a talk with Andre, and now you want to discuss things with Noid? Good.
Skin shows through the holes in the Speed Freak's too large sweater. In front of him, an open toolbox full of carpentry tools and
It's
parts.
good you talked to Andre first. Gave me time to get a reading on your sign. Can't really talk to people before you get a reading.
He runs his hand through his hair, which is combed back in mock seriousness, and continues to fiddle with some gears. Ulafar, what's up, my man? Thanks for the host. How's it going? Happy Friday, sir. Tell me about the machines you saw in the church. He cringes. Weird stuff. Specialized. There was a data processor and some sort of long-wave machinery. Wires going into water. Gives off a spy sign or some fucked up Samaran science sign. You know, the kind that goes headfirst into the supernatural. So you think it's real that it actually exists? Most of it doesn't exist, but there's also stuff that isn't allowed to exist because the moralists think it's too dangerous for the plebes. Psionic powers, pale-related diseases, pretenders pretending to be human, folk rights, that kind of stuff. Why are you called Noid? He picks up some sort of a widget. The hardcore aesthetic is esoteric. It is not meant to be discussed with the law at this moment. I don't understand what that means. I can see that. Further sign matching would do good for us. One way to achieve sign synchronicity would be by getting us into the church. Alright, maybe I'll come back later. Huh. Strange. You're doing good? That's great. You just got home from work? Okay. Oh, she's gonna get a treat from you. She got a treat from Sub earlier, so 2 treats for Daisy today. She's gonna be a happy camper. Alright, we can get into the church now. That's good. Excellent. Do we want to actually ask her about this crab man? I guess we do. It's a crab man, right? Yeah, she is going to be a happy butt. The shaggy-haired girl kneels on the sea ice. She looks up at you as you approach.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us? With the church, I mean.
Yeah, I'll help a bit. Can't say, gotta ask questions first.
Shoot.
The others told me you went inside the church. What did you see there? Oh, that. You're not gonna believe me. There's no point in me telling you. She's less prone to blurting out Crabman than the others. We'll see. Go ahead and tell me. Okay, she nods. I went in and saw a woman next to one of those machines there. Noid calls it a mainframe. She was dressed like someone who's being raised by their grandmother. You know, strange old clothes. Had this absent expression. Didn't say anything, just stood still. Go on. And then, you know, right behind her, a man crawled down the wall. Upside down, like a crab. Down the church wall. I think the woman didn't even know he was there. He was completely silent. He stopped right before he got to the floor, then just hung there like that, looking at me. Right at me. I fucking turned around and walked out. End of story. Like a crab, you say? The lieutenant nods. His face is stone. What did this crab man look like? It was too dark. She shakes her head. I couldn't tell exactly. Come on, she obviously could. She already went into detail. Come on, quit stalling me. What did he look like? He looked like a banger, okay? He was all muscular and stuff. Had a mesh tank top. I know it sounds ridiculous, but that only made it scarier in a way. A crab and a banger? The lieutenant raises an eyebrow. Yes, a banger, as in a mess gang member. I know what it sounds like, but that's what I saw. I think she saw something, and maybe the guy was on, like on a cable or something, doing some work on the ceiling? I believe you. She raises a brow. Why? What would you stand to gain? Nothing, she says. Anyway, what else? That's it for now. Actually, tell me about Noid. We might be able to get on Noid's good side if we learn more about him from her. My associates? She blows on her chilled fingers. I haven't got much to say about them. What do you mean? You must know something about them. Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them. To the cops. Okay. Maybe I'll ask about all this later. Damn, she won't talk to us either. It might be because we have to get inside the church first. Let's see. What's up here? Anything good? Wait. You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody? Me? I'm not going to have a seagull conversation? Exactly. Why am I like a seagull? Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. The seaside was paradise once. They were birds of that paradise. Then their paradise became shit city. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash cans, killing and eating pigeons. No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you. Hold on. Have I ever eaten a burger out of the trash? God, I don't want the answer to that one. I guess I am a bit like the seagull. Exactly. The seagull does what it takes. And so do you. You've got that same spirit in you. When the time comes, you'll push yourself. Okay. Can I go? I can't go around back here? Alright, never mind. Let's go back this way. This was the way we went through? Yes. Alright, now we can get up to the church and start looking around. What was that? Was there something here? No? Oh, that was that. Okay, never mind. Alright, let's start to looking around. Dusty pews in the shadows. Many seem to be missing. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Well, yeah. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Could be the machinery that they told us about. The sign reads St. Brune 1147. I don't want to go in there quite yet. I want to check the outside of this building first. Is this where we saw the stuff? A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. You can imagine why. Calls become terrible sometimes. That's true. Who likes talking on the phone anyway? Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change. Who do I want to call, though? Leave. Alright, I'm just kidding. I do want to get into the church. This was a lot further. I thought the building was like right next to us, but it's all the way over there. Let's just do this part. Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular, sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock carelessly drilled into the wood. The lock turns easily. You hear a click as the shackle pops open. Let's go. The lieutenant nods at you. Pull on the doors. A great whoosh of air rushes into the dark innards of the church, as though rushing to fill a great vacuum in the heart of the city. Yeah, somebody's definitely set something up in here. Holy crap, what is all this? A strange stillness fills you as you look ahead. You should walk here, not run. This grotesque wooden figure looks half-finished. More of the forked lightning pattern you saw outside. Bark beetles? No, it looks intentional. Some long-forgotten style. The blackboard is filled with complex equations. They look recent. The bowl is filled with water. A live wire runs directly into it. What are they doing? A silk scarf. Inland Empire or Pain Threshold? Let's switch out. Oh yeah, now we're cool. Figure drawn in frost on the window depicting a deer. Frost has drawn flowers on the grass, obscuring the view. A cracked pane of glass, colorful. That's shoes? A spider has spun its web around this wood-carved pillar. Free shoes and free money. Kind of shoes. Empathy, huh? Our current ones are perception. I like those better. Stick with that. Alright, let's take a look at all of the crazy stuff up here. Hey, this looks like the machine in the back of the bookstore. That they were doing the role-playing game. Portable Harman Waushi tape recorder. Is it possible it's recording something? 2 decks of reel-to-reel tapes spinning on empty. Someone's siphoning electrical current from outside into this antenna. A machine stands in the corner, watched over by the figures on the stained glass window. It's turned on and quivering with soft electricity. Another radio computer, says the lieutenant, stepping closer. And this time it's already turned on. He seems cautious around the machine. These machines sometimes harbor traps, he thinks. Alarm systems and the like. Let's be careful. We should leave. I doubt this place bears any connection to the case. Yes, but this machine looks just like the one in the doomed commercial area. It's also quite similar to the one we have down at the station. Must be the same model. He inspects the machine's framework, careful not to touch anything. A quaint little box of radio waves. Let me just investigate it. You see virescent play and print buttons on the keyboard. A hatch connected to the central compartment is wide open. The lieutenant says nothing. You see the machine's glowing frame reflected back from his diamond-shaped glasses. You're free to proceed. I just want to look inside. Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says in a black marker, Log, February to March. We're gonna save before we do this, because we might be ruining something. I don't want to ruin it. I'm gonna save scum the shit out of this, if I have to. Just like Daisy would want, right Daisy? Daisy's a huge save scummer, guys, just so you know. The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old. Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on St. Broom. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log? It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area. I looked inside the core, but the tape on the filament just said log, February to March. Good, please repeat the password. Let's look around, there's no use trying to guess the answer. I don't know the password. Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today? I'm finished with this call. Goodbye, Fortress Accident, she says, and her voice disappears into a whirl of static. Damn, are we eventually going to get this freaking password? Holy crap. Treat for Daisy! Good timing, Eulifar, because we finished this room. Hey, Squeak. Guess what time it is? Guess what time it is, Squeaker? Come on. Get your treat. You big lazy. Come on. No? Alright. She looks really tired. I'm gonna get her some room service this time. Go. Okay? Say thanks, Eulifar. Thanks for my treat. Much appreciated, Eulifar. Daisy's a huge fan. In white, silver, and apricot... Wow, I don't know that word. Faience? The young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced, and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. This is her innocence Dolores Day. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel. No. Cold wind seeps in from the crack in the glass. Snowdrifts cover the floorboards at your feet. Above, you feel her multicolored eyes on you, inspecting you. The woman looks down at you, standing there. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye. Of what? Compassion? Remorse? She acknowledges the passing of someone who is still alive. It's morning. As that terrible word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder. Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times as you stand in the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass. How did I know this is the mother of humanism? Reconstruct the cracked glass? Let's do that. Boom. A jigsaw of broken shards falls into place in front of you, a ghostly reconstruction of the stained glass window. Before it was shattered, there was an older woman beneath the younger one, and a text, a leitmotif, below them both. What shattered this mosaic? Unknown. Who is this older woman? The escutcheon on her throne says Irene the Navigator. She is depicted as an older woman wearing thick-rimmed eyeglasses, holding a golden Reichsapfel in one hand and a scepter in the other. This is the Queen, her Innocence Day advised. Above, she herself is whole. Small figures of wise men, common men, worshippers walk up the stairs to stand at her feet. Secret servicemen, Theriers, stand in a row guarding her. It must have taken years to produce this work in all its dizzying detail. The motto, what does it say? Below both women, in luminous black letter, Après la vie, mort. Après la mort, la vie de nouveau. And then along the left side, Après le monde, le gris. Après le gris, le monde de nouveau. After life, death. After death, life again. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This is the great leitmotif of humanism, a summary of the effect of the discovery of the Sisola, the Insulindian, on human thinking, a tremendous sea change akin to finding life after death. Apologies if I butchered that French. I never took it. You're a huge fan of Daisy? We all are huge fans of Daisy, to be honest. Lieutenant, this used to say... Death, life again, he nods. After the world, the pale. After the pale, the world again. This exaltation is common in DeLorean's sacralism. In the early years, it was even incorporated as the RCM slogan. No more, however. What's the RCM motto now? Justice, union, prudence, and force. Cool. Ice cool, the lieutenant nods. The mother of humanism towers above you, a wax painting on a cracked pane of glass. Nothing has changed in her expression. 72%, huh? Let's do it. Oh wait, let's try this first. Maybe that will up this. This is Dolores Day. The old woman in the village was right. He looks around. This must be the DeLorean Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the small Pinewood Church in some records. You knew of the place? It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. He lowers his voice. It was built not long after Revachal's founding, 300 or so years ago by first-generation settlers. On the coast of an uninhabited archipelago where only animals had roamed before, in the wild reeds. What else do you know? There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they called them, the 7 sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find the instigator here. Something else, perhaps. He looks at the machinery lying around. Respectful? Is the lieutenant a follower of DeLoreanism? Kim, are you a follower? Yes, we all are. Her name, body, and rule are synonymous with humanism. The laws we enforce are DeLorean in origin. The woman looks by in silence, smiling enigmatically. I didn't think you were spiritual. It's not spiritual, it's constitutional. The DeLorean system does not demand faith, only accordance. Okay, so it didn't change this. Alright, Daisy Luck. I don't think we need too much of it. Just a little Daisy Luck. This is a pretty high chance of getting it, so that should have sealed the deal right there. Daisy. It's a mystery sprinkled with self-pity and regret. For some reason, unknown to your mind, looking at her delicate eyes makes you feel like you're ready for drowning. All you know is, this is the young mother of humanity, and that you should go. Do something else, escape her sad, worry-worn look. Encyclopedia to open this white check. I'll do it. Let's do that first. Sure, why not? We have 4 points. Try again. 83%. This time it better work, Squeak. There we go. Despite the damage you've done to yourself, the title appears lodged in your hippocampus. This is her Innocence Dolores Day. The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state. Perhaps the most famous human being ever to have lived. No amount of Commodore Red can wipe her sad smile from your brain thing. It has survived the deluge and haunts you still, and will haunt you forever, as it haunts all men. What exactly is an innocence? The highest category of historic individual, an embodiment of the world spirit. A ruler? More. An innocence is elected to office by the founding party, a precedent that has taken place a mere 6 times in the entirety of history. The legal system of the Real Belt is built to accommodate innocentic rule, should it coincide with our time. An innocence is infallible. The decisions made by one are not decisions, they are inevitabilities. What would have happened anyway, only accelerated, packed into decades instead of centuries. An innocence is a continuous, compressed event, a sacred human being. It is an honor and a glory to live when one is in office. Is one in office now? No, we are alone. Oh, you got some beer, Eulifar? It's been a long week. I understand that, my man. Enjoy. What kind of beer are you drinking? When did she rule? 300 years ago, in the wake of the discovery of the Sisola, the Insulindian, by explorers from the continent of Mundi, she is, among other things, the innocence of inter-isolary travel and the connected world. What else do I know about her? Many things. You know she was a woman of the court, the wife of an influential marchese, and eventually the principal advisor to Irene la Navigateur, Queen of Suresen? Modern-day Sur-la-Clef. Also that she was gorgeous beyond beauty. Okay, what else? Was she smart? Terribly. Women of the court were expected to play both contract bridge and chess sufficiently well to prove an interesting challenge to a man. A similar grasp in matters of philosophy, theology, and science was encouraged. She was, by all means, a kept woman. She made the most of her position in the antediluvian court, a court visited by the most prominent thinkers and artists of the day. In secret, she was becoming the era's preeminent philosopher of the state, a scalpel, a piercing gaze. She was an almost preternaturally magnetic and intelligent individual. To her contemporaries, she appeared out of time, a messenger from the future of the species. We all fell in love with her, head over heels. Even before she was declared an innocence, her influence was tremendous. How come? It was on her advice that Irene la Navigateur sponsored a number of voyages into the Pale, a costly, often tragic endeavor, ultimately vindicated by the discovery of the new world, the piece of reality you're standing on. She was crowned 2 years after the first expedition returned, setting in motion what is widely considered the greatest era in history, the DeLorean era. Wow. Wow, indeed. When her innocence was declared, and the queen she had advised for years fell on her knees before her, she was so overcome with emotion that her lungs started glowing in her chest. Bystanders reported golden filaments lighting the already sunlit chamber around her, clearly visible beneath her dress. That is why the lungs are the symbol of love for the cultures of the Real Belt. Huh. Was there something terrifying about her? Terrifying is a term too emotionally charged for your semantic memory, or what remains of it, but although she is often considered to be the greatest human being to ever live, there was something ominous about Dolores Day, constantly surrounded by her Theriers. She was the most socially secluded and least self-aware of all the innocences. Some modern thinkers would consider her a war criminal for the campaign she waged against the Mex state. And then there were the resettlement programs. What happened? The Mex state tried to detach itself from Innocentic rule. Parts of the world were experiencing whiplash from accelerating into secularism. Her mandatory education programs and mass resettlement of upstream Magritte were problematic as well. Dissenters were suppressed by a military force she called the Army of Humanity, suggesting those who fight against it are not part of humanity. She adored chess, yes, but also military war games. Dolores Day often holds a tiny tin soldier between her index finger and thumb, in icons such as this. She was also blonde, the blondest woman you have ever seen, with green eyes the color of Pisantic Mare Interregnum. Little is known of her Marquis husband. It's as if he vanished from history after completing his role, which was to introduce Dolores Day to the court. In conclusion, yes, there is something lonely, paranoid, and even terrifying that people seldom mention, but feel when they think of her. This subtle terror is part of her iconography. Lieutenant Yefrader, you've stood there for over 5 minutes. The lieutenant's calm voice echoes in the cold air of the church. What are you thinking of, if I may ask? War criminal! What am I thinking of? She's somehow connected? Why would I think that? Just a normal Easter brew. Oh, okay, nice. Enjoy it, my man. Nothing. Just looking around. Okay, it's just that you've been looking at that window for quite long now, and it's cold in here. He takes off his glasses to clean them. This church, the coast in general, we shouldn't linger here. This isn't a good place to get lost in. So I guess Ruby wasn't holed up in here. Anime boy, what's up? It has been too long. Good morning, sir. Hope you are staying safe and isolated in this crazy time. Good to see you again. Alright, now we can go check this other building. Need to go up here first. Hang on. What do we got up here? Free stuff? Free money? Glasses? +2 encyclopedia. But less perception, huh? Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. You're very well locked in. Good to hear. A coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. Oh, one of those postcards we can sell. What's this? That tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad. It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this bench to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass. Please tell me you're not taking that with you. It might be a clue. A clue? You think our suspect is a seagull who's been defecating on unsuspecting jackets? It could have been multiple seagulls. No. Me neither. You should still take it. I should? Why? Oh god. I don't want to. Oh, my stupid nose won't stop. Why is it allergy season? What's in this? Some bottles. Okay. Can sell those. I'm gonna save it before I take it. Man, I don't want to piss Kim off. Am I really taking this? As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound. How did this jacket get so disgusting? It's a sordid and filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it? No. Well, we can do that later. That sounds pretty awful, actually. Wait, can I go this way? Yeah, and there's free money right there. A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Moonshine, probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. Who are you? There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin. 2 empty bottles of Tulula vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up, they seem unhygienic. A tragedy. The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell. The smell, it's awful and familiar. Hold on, that is awful. It doesn't help, you can still smell it. Keep it in now, don't overreact, breathe. What is it? Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency, that faintly cloying sweetness? Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be. Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here. The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose. Is there a dead body in there? Is that the dead body? Point-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Uh-oh. So is that a dead body just laying there on the, No, not this. This. A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits, in his cramped hand a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the left leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2 weeks old corpse, but it's definitely heading there. Hold on. The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life. Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days, no longer. He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket. We need to investigate. Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day, just another dead body. Breathe. Study the man's clothes. He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand. Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done. The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. 40 grams of pure alcohol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits? Or maybe it was just dark. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him, drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build, age approximately 50 to 60 years. There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. Excuse me. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head, an open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him. I don't see any other major wounds, do you? No, just this one at the back of his head. Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench. Step on the floorboards. They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was what caused the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him. A 3/4 liter Tallulah vodka, with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits, with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time. Tear all around us. He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag. I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper. Examine the chewing gum wrapper. Rubowski, spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall. The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum, too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there, solidified on his lower rear teeth. He ate the whole pack, right?
It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is... The man shudders from the cold. I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back. Who is this man? Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here. He looks south the way you came. But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think? At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would just be sad. I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet. We do know that he was married. Kim points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray. But you're right, let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk. What do you think happened here? Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive. You think he was drunk? Oh yes, the lieutenant nods. What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure? Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through the head trauma, not liver failure. Right. It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still the question of identifying the body. What should we do with him? From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle. We found him. We should finish this. Alright, we should first examine that library card you found, then we can call the station from my Kanema, let them know we're taking the case. Interesting. Alright, let's do so. We'll do that in just a second. So we got dead body on the boardwalk. Did we get a point? We did. Hell yes. Save. Let's take a look at this library card. Anyone that we've heard of already? The library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Magian, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name, could be the deceased or his family member? Look inside. Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one on the list is The Glinting Curve by M. Thibault. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre, some thrillers too. If lost, please return the card to the library, dial whatever, or visit us at Miro Street 78, Jamrock, business hours 900 to 18. So we could use the phone to call the library. Good, he takes a note. We should give them a call from my Kanema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Magian. We can do better than that. There's a phone right over here. Although that would cost us money. Oh, can I? Oh, I see. It doesn't make them permanent. It just lets you know where they are. Okay. Well, shit. Poor dude. Can I keep going that way? No? Alright. Let's go here. Bars cover these long, dusty windows. The remaining windows rattle from a strong gust of wind. They are covered in a thick layer of grime. They must have been like this for 40 years. Dripping water falls from a high place. All you can see is the shadow of a collapsing staircase. There's rust and corrosion on the bars. They're foaming with it, and a small layer of white salt from the sea. Lieutenant, can you make out what's inside? No, he shakes his head. The windows rattle in their frames. I won't even try. You know. He takes his glasses off. I had a partner once. They called him Eyes because he had to show me things. It's that bad. Just nod. We already know about his eyesight. There's a slit in the concrete here. A sewer? The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth. Have any idea what's down there? No idea. He takes his glasses off to polish. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here. Think we might find Ruby down there? We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachal's sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. He puts his glasses back on. In conclusion, she could be under any building, but not in there. He looks into the slit and sighs. I hope not. Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer? Maybe so. So there's a whole sewer system over here. That's good to know. Alright, so we got a guy there. Take that money. Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. And then we got these things over here. Woo! Doing pretty good on money now. Fence blocks the path. No way on from here. Can we go up? You see a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D. A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, tomorrow is just a whisper away. Looks like tomorrow never came. He raises the collar of his bomber jacket. Alright. Why are you showing this to your kid? Buddy? Kind of a weird place to be. Don't worry, Mikhail. You'll learn all about it.
And Mikhail, notice the windows.
Oh, Mikhail.
Especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You, officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez. I'm Trant Heidelstein. You must be Kim Kitsuragi, right? I was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here. Very rich in hypertext.
Why does he know who Kim is?
Nice to meet you.
Hold on, hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Jan Karp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything. What was that about the windows before?
Oh, yes. So, Mikhail, they had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago, so they didn't have windows on the south wall.
You and Kim know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden behind the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his Vern-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms, when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again. This man is your half-brother. You feel it. But why? Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around? No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here. He pats his son's head. So you haven't seen anyone around? No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone. What's so fascinating about an empty old building? Aha, but it's not just any empty old building. He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the freezing snow. All four of you turn to admire the mural before you. What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical, and Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom. Hold on, what's R&D? Wait, what's an R&D department? Research and Development. Apologies, it's an acronym for Research and Development. They don't use it anymore. He smiles brightly, laugh lines around his eyes. You're probably more familiar with RTD, Research and Technological Development. Mea culpa, you were not familiar with that one either. This man is a bookhead. Look at the building. It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill. I don't think I've ever heard of this, Feld Electrical. That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains. He adjusts his suit jacket. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Koningstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era. Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. He gestures toward the building. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve, or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? He grins. I'm mixing my metaphors here. What was that ace? It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for he pauses for effect. Tape computer. A tape computer? Elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer. Which is a feat of engineering even today's giants Riem, ICN, and ZAM haven't achieved yet. He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced. What happened? Indeed, what? The revolution? The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve. He nods. Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made to market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes, possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins. He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. How did those tape computers work? Did they work like radio computers? Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it they were very elegant, exquisite, alien-looking, turn-of-the-century hardware. He raises his finger, remembering something. Buckle up. Oh no. 10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Wompty Dompty Dom Center in Vredefort, Orange. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ackerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team. Trying to... Wait, did he just say Wompty Dompty Dom Center? He did it! He said Wompty Dompty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. The hell is a Wompty Dumpty Dom Center, and who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced? No. Continue. Yes, tape computers and Feld Electrical. Let's move on. Thank you for all the information. No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed. Pick your brain? If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever. Man, I was hoping he'd know, like, about a sewer or something that we could go in. Have we been this? We've been this direct. Yeah, we've been that direction. That's a Nolan vent sink and unsuccessful model? What are you talking about? This car? That's the house where the girl lives. Man, we're not getting very far in terms of finding Ruby over here. Can we go in further up? Yes. But not too much further. Oh, maybe. What's this? Free money is what it is. Oh, interesting. What do we have here? These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. Was it a crane of some kind? The chain trails off into the ocean to who knows where. This barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. I want to get some free stuff. Free shirt? Alright. There should be a trap over here that we can check. And then I'm going to check that house. Is that... there it is. And then we can check this rock for some reason. Take a look. This trap's not too hard to spot once you know what to look for. Keeping it hidden has not been a priority for the cryptozoologist. The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze. Snow specks the stalks. Most of it melts quickly. The reeds seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year. Nothing but locusts in this trap as well. Definitely no cryptozoological monstrosity. Empty as all of them, he pants. One more of these and we're done. His face is red from the cold sea air. He crouches to catch his breath. Getting tired? No, I'm fine. I didn't mean to complain, it's just... He's short-winded. The sentence ends there. Alright, just that one left, right back where we started. Let's check this rock and then check that building. Oh geez, what is all this shit? Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock, brand Tiumutiri? You take a mental note. Tiumutiri seems important somehow. Does it? Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. This ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. This relay tower coordinates boat traffic in the bay. Barely. Is there something here that would indicate a sniper used this place as a nest for taking the shot? Just some urban detritus, a bottle, and a dilapidated old comms tower. The wind picks up. Fine sea foam lashes your face. It feels like needles. You can take it. Just raise your collar, detective. I don't see it, Lieutenant W. Freighter. I don't see a person take a shot here and hit something there. He looks east, over the coast, in the whirling in rags. No, that campfire was too old, I think. And the ladder looks broken. To warm his hands before pulling the trigger? Perhaps, but anyone could have made this. The coast is specked with fires this time of year. He looks around. Truthfully, this seems like a very poor choice to take a 1.2 kilometer rifle shot from. Visibility is awful. There's water vapor everywhere. I think we can rule out B double prime, was it? Maybe the assailant climbed the comms tower, took the shot there? Not possible to climb that ladder, and even if it were, why? There's no platform up there to aim from. The lieutenant looks up, raising his collar. He looks like he's cold out here at the tip of the coast. The jacket is warm, but not for this weather. Maybe a little pilot cap? No. No what? No what? An orange pilot cap would not help? Yes, that one. No to the orange pilot cap. He turns to face the sea. What about the cigarette butts? Those? He points to them. A smoking assailant who favors Tumutiri or Astra or Druin? Cigarette butts are everywhere. This is a common brand for old men. There, 1.2 kilometers over the cold water of the bay, through a thick snowstorm melting flake by flake in the waves, you see the smallest rectangle barely visible. A glowing light on the third floor of the Whirling Rags. With binoculars, you would see a young woman's shape move behind the glass, her limbs long and slender. Smoking, drinking, being happy and elated, without you, because you're here, freezing in the wind, aren't you, doing your detective work. Okay, so it wasn't there. I'm pretty sure that we are almost... Now we gotta be like 90% sure the shot was on the roof itself, right? What's this? A scented scarf? Tiny inlets there, off in the far distance, where the posts trail. Okay. Now let's go check this building. This is like our last shot, really, unless that old woman is going to tell us something, because we have found nothing to lead us to Ruby. An old door worn by elements guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle. What is this thing anyway? It's military, a service depot of some sort. Used to service what? The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. The lieutenant looks the hunching concrete toad in front of him. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it. Could this structure have been used to take the shot? From here to the Whirling? I can't see how. He looks southeast and blows on his fingers. The church is in the way. 3% to open the door. Wait, hold up. We have something to help that. What's our... There's like a... Where is it? This? Yeah, the gloves. Do we have any other interfacing? As you fold your fingers into a fist, you realize you could knock anyone out with one punch. The white ceramic gloves wrap around your digits comfortably. Your movements cause tiny little clicks, like dice rolling somewhere far away, as the plates reorient to your motions. I will be responsible with this. This is just to protect me from harm, not to show off. The hardened vitreous enamel, at once sleek and voluptuous, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you. This is the long sought after enemy technology. I can't just enjoy it, I must study it. Remember, this is a highly specialized kinetic redistributor meant to stop bullets. Wear it, observe its properties, see if there's a weakness in the design. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material. Ooh. The building before you housed the engine. Must have been a big one. Oh, we got a new thing? Fairweather T500? Oh yeah, let's do it. Save the game so I don't have to do that again. Alright, now what's our chance to get in this door? Still 3%. And didn't we max out interfacing? Oh no, we have one more point. Sure. Damn, still 3%. Holy shit. Oh well, give it a shot. It's a red check and cannot be retried. I wonder if that's just always freaking 3%. You have like very low chance to hit this, and if you hit it, then you get something awesome. Sure, why not? We'll try with some Daisy luck. Alright, Daisy. It's just impossible difficulty. I figured as much. And welcome, Deli Zelly. Come on. Daisy, this is your time to shine. Aw. You have to basically roll a 12, I bet. Huh. The door's shut tight. How can we get in there? Lieutenant shrugs. We don't get in there. What do you mean? We get into, like, everywhere. Frankly, you're just going to have to accept the fact that you can't get in through every single door. No. We've gotten into every door thus far. That's what we do. We open doors. We're cops. That's our perk. Even Everart knew that's a part of our MO. Okay, I can live with this. Accept it. No, I'm not going to accept this. The door could be part of the investigation. Relax, no one's hiding in there. If we can't open it, others can't either, and thus they can't get in. He looks at the door with a rueful smile. At least you can think about opening it, about doors in general. They are, after all, fundamental to your life. Perhaps something useful will come from this? No. Boo. Oh, maybe. One more door. Dude! Oh, we're gonna do that. Oh, we're definitely doing that. One more door. Internalize it. Alright. So yeah, then, shit. Maybe they will help us out after getting in the church and looking around? Because right now we have no leads. I think we have to take her room. We have to take her room and then try and see if there's a connection from that room into where she lives. That seems to be our only shot right now. Is that free room still available? Oh! I found this jacket, but it's filthy. Could you wash it for me? I can wash it for you, she says after looking the jacket over, but it's going to take about a half an hour. Think you can stay put for that long? No, we must run around ceaselessly. It would be torture to stay put. I could use a breather. It's been another track and field day, the lieutenant says, rubbing his thigh. Yeah, I'll wait. Well, hand it over then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say, I'm proud of this one, she nods, handing the jacket back to you. It's pretty nice underneath all that filth. I hope it'll have an easier life in your hands. Okay, is that free room still available? Change your mind, did you? I thought you might. Won't find a better deal than free. Don't make this old woman regret giving the police the key to her house. She takes out a key from under her apron and hands it to you. Here. Mm-hmm. I do want to see what that jacket is now. Ooh, pain threshold and a half light. I don't care about drama at all. Okay, well just keep it in mind. I would rather have these as the normal bonuses we use. Alrighty. We got the key. Let's see what we can find. Maybe evidence that Ruby was there? The door has seen better days. The layer of paint has started to peel off due to the salt and wind from the sea. Even the lock looks slightly rusted. I'll wait outside to give you some time and privacy to check out your new living arrangement and look for any signs of Ruby. But just so you'd know, after we're done with the day, I'll be still staying in the Whirlingin Rags for the night. We'll meet in front of the shack in the morning. The key turns with a satisfying click. You can enter the shack now. I don't want to go to bed. I just want to investigate this building. It's still too early for bed. It's like 1500. Alright, what do we got? An old mirror hangs on the wall. You see the reflection of your face in it, such as it is without the expression. It's just Harry. You see the waves, the sea, a church. Old science fiction magazines, books about birdwatching, an almanac from '39. What's this? On the table you see a bowl of water, a rough soap, and next to it a small hand mirror. A straight razor soaks inside the wash basin. Shaving the right call? The water reflects back a vague image of your face. Nose bulbous and red, hair unkempt, wrinkles lining the eyes and forehead. The stash is gigantic. You'll be looking like a pansy without the chops. A fucking pansy! No, we're keeping the facial hair. The floorboards creak under your step. This intricate heat engine hums quietly, giving out pleasant warmth. What is this? As you look the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. The hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below. What's in here? Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Search through it. You stick your hand and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper. What is it? A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. 9mm bullet to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. This bullet isn't for a breech loader like the murder weapon? The floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is? You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. She's armed? Well, shit. What did we just finish anyway? Something got marked off. It didn't show. Oh, maybe it was this. It's gonna hopefully not go to sleep. I just wanted to... Yeah, okay. No time to rest yet. Good. I just wanted to make sure I couldn't, like, slide it over to see something underneath. Alright. Well, this is gonna be interesting. What do you have to say about this? Oh, wait.
Our tenant.
Can I tell him first so that he's on the same page as me?
Yes?
No. Okay. I just wanted to be like, hey, you know, bullet here. But I guess not.
Our tenant, the policeman.
I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Hey, Mr. Rabbit, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome aboard. Sorry about the followers only chat, guys, for anyone watching. It's because I've been having a big problem with spam bots recently. I guess everyone being isolated and cooped up inside has led to more people and mischief and whatnot, and so that has at least helped to keep that lower. So that's an explanation for why I have followers only chat. Sorry about that. But thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Great to have you. Why was there a bullet under the floorboards of your shack? God damn that girl, she murmurs softly. A bullet? The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod. Then turns to the washerwoman. You didn't put it there, did you? She did. Gone and hid things in there, she shakes her head. She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. You rented the room to her? The old woman sits in silence, her hands moving into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge. Slowly she speaks, wringing out a rag. Yes, I lent my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble, or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear, we welcome all kinds of people here. When was this? She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. Her wrinkled hand needs a blue rag in the water. What has she gotten herself into, that girl? That's for the police to find out. The lieutenant takes out his familiar blue notebook. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few. Is this the first playthrough? Yes, this is a blind playthrough. My very first time. You said she left on Monday. Yes, early, with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think. She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by and it woke her up, just like it did you. Kim, she must have heard your Kanema. Yes, that is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. His voice is tinged with pride. It lets the bad guys know when you're coming. Is the room exactly as she left it? I cleaned it, like I always do. Was there anything else there? No. The truth, sire. What is she like? She's good company, knows how to talk to an old woman. She rubs her cold hands together. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation, so I really appreciate that about her. Did she talk to you much during her last stay? No, she was mostly silent this time, kept to herself. What do you mean? She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room. Why do you think she left the bullet there? How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun. She looks back toward her shack, thinking. Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff? Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieus she'd made. She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that. You just installed the game. Any tips? Any tips? Save often and save with, especially before conversations, because there are options in the conversations that are like stat checks and they're random dice rolls. And you can still fail checks that you have a very good chance of passing. And it can lead to a lot of lost time. So, you know, some people, purists are going to say that's like save scumming and stuff. I don't really care about that kind of thing. I just want to, you know, get progression with the story and find out things. Because I really love narratives, especially this narrative. It is really well written. And I think that the random chance aspect kind of detracts from it. I think you should either be able to do something or not be able to do something. I think that would be more fun. That's just me personally, though. Other people, I can understand why others like the random chance aspect of it. But yeah, save early, save often. I heard she was a heavy drinker with anger issues. You ever witnessed that kind of behavior? Nothing of the sort, she shakes her head. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset. She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the camionneur life. But I never saw her lose control of herself the way some people do. Where did she go? I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north. It's a peninsula. She might be trapped. After a moment of silence, she says, "You'll never find her, you know." Her tone is without malice. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived. I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We're persistent. Further up the coast we go, then. Are you sure you wouldn't rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater. She drops the rag into the bucket. It's clean now. Seems like a better idea to me. The Feld Electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time. One thing, officer, if you do find her, please go easy on her. She looks around. The air is getting colder. She's a good girl, whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in. We'll see. Alright, so we're gonna go check out that mural again, huh? Because we had gotten that prompt before, but not to step closer. It was like, something draws you back to the mural, but then we didn't have any more options. And I think now we will. I think it's this way? Yeah, it was over... We have to go... Wait, we have to go this way. And then around this building. There we go. Something else about this mural. Is there a hidden entrance? Why are you... Oh wait. Was it the mural that the boy was looking at? Maybe it was that mural. This one up here. Okay, that's the same. Aha, there we go. Step closer. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. Feld Electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms. Feld Electrical. You only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first. Why do I feel like I know this place? Indeed, somehow you knew it was here, an urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before, when it rained in Martinez and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since. Could Ruby be in there? In there? She could, or, he points behind you, she could be in the identical ruin over there. Or in that boat shack, in that church tower maybe. Why single out this one building? 3%. Hang on. Do we have... Shivers? This one does. Okay, this cloak. Oh, and this scarf. So our shivers, where is that? I thought it was, there it is. It's at 5. That's pretty high. And we do have... Oh, we have only got 1 point left. But this seems like an important plot point. So we may want to use our point on this. But let's see how bad it is now. Still 3%. Okay. So this is another one of those just impossible ones. Well, I'll give it a shot. Yeah. You get... Oh, we rolled a 10 too. Damn. Suddenly, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down, or gone behind a corner. You only hear distant waves washing the coast. The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb. She could be any... What was I even attempting to do here? Trying to talk to the wind? The city? Whatever you thought would happen did not, and now you're just standing there with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret... Wait. Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas? She could be anywhere. How do we find her? How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. The lieutenant sighs, then gets a hold of himself. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We've already talked to the cryptozoologists. He looks to his right. Working with them might give us a good excuse to run around, give us some structure. And then there's the church. He looks at the bell tower. If I were a murder suspect, I would not hide in the most prominent building here, but who knows? Maybe she's reckless. Or spiritual? She could be looking for refuge. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village. And if that fails, if we don't find her, then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that. He looks behind him, at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm. Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold. Interesting. Oh, we got the one more door thing done, so maybe we can actually get in the bunker now? There is no way to open the supply depot door. Accept it. You cannot open all the doors. You have to integrate this into your character. Some doors will remain forever closed. Even if every single other door will open at some time or another, maybe to a key, or maybe to some sort of tool meant for opening doors, but this one will never accede to such commands. A realization crucial to personal growth. Crucial. Man? All Psyche white checks unlocked? Which means I think we can try this one again. Right? No. Shivers his physique. Damn. Other than that, keep searching the coast. Blah. It's locked still, right? Yes. Okay. Okay, let's do the last trap. Since we've done all of the others. Where was their fire? Can I go this way, actually? Yes. Okay. Were they up? I think they were up this way. Over... Shit, where were they? They were by the reeds, right? Wait, what was that? Winter, slow to let go of Revachol, flecks some more wet snow from above. The snow falls lazily, making the beach sand paler still, mixing with the rust-colored sewage runoff. And to think, it seemed as though it were already spring. You're warm in your coat, though your cold, damp hair sticks to your head unpleasantly. You should have a hat. You survey the landscape around you. Where is Ruby? Near. Snow falls into dark water. She prays, though she doesn't believe. There is a hum in the air. So is she in church? She is in the church? There was nowhere we could look in there. What's below me? Layer upon layer of sand poisoned with industrial runoff. The storm drainage. Hidden bunkers. Rats scuttle. Tell me a secret of the sands, wind. Someone stuffed a big old polar anorak into a concrete pipe under the boardwalk. It would keep you warm. You will probably never happen across it, but who knows? What's in the west? More winding coastline lined with abandoned buildings, crumbling piers, salt water lapping at their dark piles, gray and red forgotten city blocks. What remains of the pre-revolutionary effort to gentrify the coast. And beyond that, the waters turn black. Coal City in the shadow of St. Martin, a boomtown back when coal extracted from countless shafts near the city was needed to power Revachol. No more. The coal was supplanted by petroleum from the ocean floor and hydropower from the Esperance. Everything crumbled. These days, only the weakest remain in Coal City. Their hopes of getting rich linger in the defunct shafts under their feet. What is there? Below the old mines, L'Auxerre Municipal, Revachol's underground cemetery. Les Petits Rats brave the underground passageways, trying to get to Le Royaume, where the Philippian kings were interred, with their doctors and their admirals. Mausoleums, burial chambers, leaf gold still remains on the double door of the morning. Children under 14, they go underground looking for artifacts to sell to foreign museums and for fabled relics. Their parents let them, they go deeper. After rubies, melchiorite, lapis lazuli plundered from Safra and sold during the time of the suzerain. In the burial chambers of the kings, Grand Old Philippe, Guillaume II, and even in the mausoleum of Philippe the Opulent, 2 kilometers underground in a winding shaft along whose walls mirrors have been placed so that daylight may eternally fall upon the richest of all the kings. The mausoleum contains untold quantities of gold, and that special, purest of the pure magenta cocaine favored by Revacholian royalty. Did someone say untold quantities of cocaine? Drop everything immediately and go looking for this hoard. How can it be pure if it's magenta? Snow falls, and there is no answer. Some things are not for mortals to know. Few petite rats return from the shafts, and even fewer find what they're looking for. A small child steps out of a black tunnel, with silver trinkets in her pockets. All around her, white snow on the extinguished coke furnaces, and on the weather-worn shacks, where fathers beat their sons after drinking. The snow melts on your fingers, turning to water. We should keep moving. Who knows when the snow will let up? What was that? Oh, we just completed this one. So what do we get? And the little guy gets smaller and smaller as you rise above the dollhouse world. You see him out in the snow, on the streets, in the shop on the corner, and finally in the matchbox house. Sitting by the window, white flowers on the windowsill. You can smell them from up here. It's awful. A white mourning, a modern death, divorce, or something similar. All you can do is put more distance between you and him, make him smaller, make him less you. Ooh, I can zoom out more now. Well, that's cool. So zoom out. Okay, so where is that last... We're too far north. We need to find that last trap. Where were they? No, we aren't too far north, because that's my crashed car. Where was their camp? I thought I was right behind this building. Wait, hold on. I just saw that. That's the drunks. Were they over here? Can't go any no, can we? I remember going up there. I thought they were like right here though. What's the last trap that we have to check? Just set up in the cryptozoologist camp. That's what I thought. It wasn't over there. That was where the kids were with their partying. They weren't behind here, were they? No. Now we're getting up toward the pier. Yeah, there's the bunker. Why is the camp not there? Were they really far west? Are they on the backside of this building? Ah, yep. There it is. This is the last of the traps. The one Moral just set. Checking it over, he said, is just a technicality. The reeds by the abandoned campsite sway and tremble, while the snow falls all around. The later it gets, the colder. Remnants of the camp can still be seen in the sand. The fire that's gone out. You feel strange somehow. The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here. No locusts. No phasmid either, but still. It's empty. Moral didn't leave it empty. Oh wait, look closer still. The lieutenant studies the trap with you. Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though, unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap. The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others, like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground. I do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed with the trap. He purses his lips. Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist? Or someone else is sabotaging them? I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I am not. You're right, but they still need to know. Okay, but after that, we get back to our own assignments. We've done a thorough survey of the coast now. Just running around is no longer useful. A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the dark shadow of the Feld building in the distance, drawing you to it. What a strange sensation. Once this is done, should you try to ask again? So if I go and talk to Moral, do I get to retry the mural? Can you fast travel? I'm guessing no. So these are all the checks that we have? That's interesting. Alright. We got a bit of a run back over to the Whirling in rags. But, after helping them, it looks like we can try the mural again. I think it came from this direction. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's actually not that far back. I like how this game takes place in such a really small geographic area. They like drip feed you little parts of the locations. But it's not like a huge map either. Oh, and we can talk to the bartender and give him the grouse taxidermy, and we can pay for our room for tonight. Okay, so let's save here. Let's do the bar, talk to him first.
Can I help you?
I found a new bird for the whirling. What is this thing? The man takes the stuffed bird. This is the ruffed grouse. It symbolizes the might of male courtship rituals. May it serve as a reminder to keep an eye on the carouseliers. Thanks for reminding me about that discussion. Cool, okay. He inspects the bird. I was really hoping not to think about the cock carousel any longer because it made me feel like shit, but this is a competent piece of taxidermy. I can fix it to the plaque and have a new bird in the establishment, I guess? He hesitates. So, I don't know. Thank you? I'm gonna go with thank you. This was mostly about the fucking cardio. Massive cardio here. You'll live till 90, or you'll get heart attack from running. I feel good about our work here today, the lieutenant nods. It's all about the little things, like bringing people random stuffed animals. It's not actually about that, but he liked it. About my bill for tonight. Got the 20 real? Yep, 20 real for the night. Here you go. Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow. Yeah, I know. I know, my dude. Alright. Moral. We checked your traps, my bro.
It's great to see you again, officer. My wife can't wait to thank you. Go on, talk to her.
Oh, okay. We'll talk to Lena.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you.
It was a truly epic long-distance trek. Yeah, I was just on my way while I was working the case. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude. She hands you a thin ribbon held together by a silver bird skull. It's a tie, Mesk in origin. The pin is an antique, quite special. The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's in the shape of an avian skull with 8 eyes. You could ask her about this when you get the time. It's probably a cryptid, but the phasmid, of course, is more important. You never told me you've seen the phasmid. Oh, you don't want to hear about some old woman's ramblings. Ramblings? Nonsense! Your description of the phasmid is the most precise I've ever heard. But darling, I didn't even get the size of it right. Measuring things is important. How did she get the size? You were a child, my dear. Really, it's extraordinary you were able to describe. Now go on, tell our friend about it. He's proven his interest in the field. Reflexively, the lieutenant readies his familiar notebook. Well, it was summer, she starts. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a tall stand of reeds. Quite a tall one, many times my height, I remember, when all of a sudden... Where was this and how old were you? Do I care? What happened? I looked up and one of the reeds moved, not like a plant, but like a living thing. It stood up and looked at me. Its body unfolded like some antique toy. She shakes her head. I'd never seen anything like it. The reeds turned into a creature. She had no fear, just surprise. I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved. swaying, towering above me. She looks at you. After a while, 20 seconds? A minute maybe? It left, went into the reeds. Did you follow it? I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I was just standing there, knee-deep in mud, looking around me. Then what? I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and she told her they were looking at me. She chuckles. Of course, she just laughed at me, but I knew what I'd seen. For years it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys, that sort of thing. She brushes her hair back. Of course, most people just took it as a strange, amusing anecdote. So did I, honestly, but then I met Moral. We were on a date, can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed report of the Insulindian phasmid I've ever heard. The sounds, she told me it hissed. It did, yes, like reeds in a gust of wind. The way it moved, the color, how some of its limbs were white like marble. He breathes excitedly. It matched perfectly with what I know from other accounts. It was amazing. If it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession. He looks at her with admiration, forgetting a wide smile on his face. Thank you for sharing this with me. I don't really care about all the details. You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it whenever I get one. It was just, she sighs, such an impossibly sunshiny day. So warm. Alright, now will you talk to me? I can talk to you about the traps.
Haha, nothing like the gratitude of a good woman. Now then, what can I do for you?
He gives you a gruff pat on the shoulder. He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside this man is itching for some news on those traps. So I checked all the traps. Good, okay. He breaks his calm. And one of them was empty. Completely empty? The cryptozoologist's eyes grow wide. Yes, there was nothing in the trap. No locusts, no phasmid. No locusts, but no phasmid either. That's not ideal, but... He rubs his chin. The empty trap was the one at your campsite. Maybe this factors into it somehow? I definitely left that one stocked. Right from the campsite, the old woman's face lights up. It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more clever than we thought. She's engaging in a well-known self-deception called motivated reasoning. You should correct them. Of course, the detective whispers to himself, more clever. Yes, the Phantasmodia picked off the locusts and escaped. This is good news. Though we'll have to reconsider the design of the traps, make them more secure. His companion sighs. Another trip to the reeds. It's not very scientific to reason backward from a conclusion you want to be true. I appreciate your concern, officer, but please leave this to the experts. Unless you have an alternative hypothesis you'd like to venture. You're jabbing at the soft underbelly of his psyche. He realizes he's gotten defensive. Actually, no. His tone changes. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us. You've helped us twice now and brought some great news, too. My gratitude, and the gratitude of the Société Cryptozoologique de Revachol, is yours. Heartfelt gratitude, but does it feel like closure? What really happened? Thank you. It's an honor, he says with a straight face, then turns to you. We should probably return to our main investigation here. This has been refreshing, but... Helping cryptozoologists isn't really a priority for our organization, is it? The lieutenant looks out the window impatiently. Develop an alternative theory about the missing locusts? Let's do it, Daisy. We're gonna do it? We're gonna do it. Daisy says let's do it. Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed, as though shaken. Most likely the hands of a young person, hands small enough to fit inside the trap, too. You should ask the red-headed boy, Kuno. I think a little hooligan called Kuno may have stolen the locusts. A little hooligan? But what would a child want with bugs? A shadow of worry passes over the woman's face. Oh, my dear Moral, you've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects, almost as much as they love to torment old folks. I'll talk to the little gremlin and see if anything comes up. Delinquents, my favorite. It doesn't sound like it's really his favorite. Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please let us know whatever you turn up. I have a feeling we're getting so close. The man turns to his companions. Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play suzerainty, but no more field trips for me. This is a slippery one. He may respect the law, but mostly wants to pass under the radar. You won't get a chance to talk after you walk out of here. He hasn't been particularly forthcoming before. He may well still be hiding something. After he's left, it's too late. Really, Gary? The woman's voice is a little shaky suddenly. We're getting somewhere. I'd love to play suzerainty, but... Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around here. Leave anything out in the open and they'll steal it, even if it's bugs. He looks at his tea. Moral, it's been fun, really, but I need a bath and I have deliveries to handle. When this tea is done, I gotta run. No need to apologize, Gary. You've been more than helpful. We'll have to take a rain check on that game of suzerainty today, though. We're gonna follow this through. So, we've got one shot to talk to Gary, but it's gonna have to wait until Monday, guys. Unfortunately, I have to sign off for today. Gotta get my workday started. Daisy, that's why Daisy's here. And she jumps up. She's like, it's time to stop, Dad. Game over time. Yes, Daisy, I know. Thanks for letting me know. Come here. Come say goodbye to everyone. Ugh. Daisy says, bye, everybody. Kitty stretch. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thanks for hanging out with us. The cutest kitty on Twitch. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream today. We didn't make it too far in terms of finding Ruby. Had a lot more world building today. Today and on Wednesday has been mostly world building stuff, but I have the feeling the next big plot point is going to drop soon. So hopefully that's going to happen on Monday. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend. If anyone is brand new here, would appreciate the follow. Also, here's the links to all the other things. We'll be hanging out in Discord right after stream all day. So if you'd like to hang out and chat with us there, we'd love to have you. Otherwise, there's Twitter. YouTube has archives of all of my past broadcasts, a bunch of completed games on there. So if you need something to keep you entertained during isolation, there's tons of gameplay there. And also, there's an Instagram where Mrs. Friendly posts pictures of Daisy here and her two sisters. So if you need more cat pictures in your life, feel free to check that out. Otherwise, have an awesome rest of your day. Hopefully, we will see you on Monday for some more Disco Elysium. Have a great one, everybody. Bye.